are going to learn groups in Tableau. Generally, let's bring customer name into the rows here. So set by definition is a subset of a dimension, which is a qualitative field. So in a set, you will have some of the members which are available in the actual dimension. But whereas coming to group, if I'm right clicking on customer name and if I'm selecting create group, I can group all the members either into one of the group or any other groups, but all the members remain in the group here. For that, let's say here I'm saying group, customer name group. So generally groups are static in nature, so we need to select them like this. So if I want to have a name starting with A, I can do like this, or I can use this find option here. So same as in filters, if I have wildcard here when I am dealing with the strings data. So I can select starting with A and I can select find all. So all the alphabets starting with A are selected here, and this option is available in the latest version of the Tableau desktop, and it's not available. The STARTSWITH is not available in the previous versions. So now I can name this as, so this group we can create a group and say as A customers. And click on enter. So if I am clicking on this drop down arrow, we have all the names of the customers which are starting with A. So likewise, if I want to have name starting with B, I can select B here in the search option just below to the find, and I can select find all. So all the names starting with B are going to be selected, and I am going to click on group. So I can name them as B customers. So like this, we need to add members to each group physically. Previously, we used to select and do that. But currently, so likewise, we have to create groups statically. And we currently in the latest version, we have an option to select starts with, ends with, and contains. So let's check with contains. And if I want to have or AN. Okay. Yeah, we have few names with AN. So we like this we can do and click on find all. So yeah, I can name this group as AN customers. So like this we can group them, click on enter, and include all others in the others group. So here currently we have 4 groups, which is A customers, B customers, and AN customers. So like that we have to select statically and name them in the visualization to have groups in the Tableau, and click on apply. And if I am bringing this into the view, so this is how we'll get this. So let's have sales here. Yeah, so this is how we'll have like we have categorized customer names into some of the groups, and then we were able to get the values of the groups as we created. So this is how we'll be dealing with the groups. And the next option, the most important thing you have to understand in the sets between sets and groups is groups are static in nature. We cannot create a group dynamically using groups option, but we have an alternative approach using calculated field to create a group. But as we were using calculated field, technically we are creating a group, but it's not a group actually. So sets are dynamic in nature, as we discussed sets here. in the yesterday session, sets are dynamic in nature. As well, we can do the static also. And by default, whenever we create a set, it's a Boolean output, means it has in and out. But group doesn't have Boolean nature. It's a dimension. So these are the basic difference between set and group. And the next one is the bins here. Advantage of group is if I'm clicking on profit and going to create, and I have an option to create group also. Here, let's say when I'm going with sets here, I can create sets only on dimensions, but groups can be created both on dimensions and sets. So that's why we can create a group on measures also using the groups option. Like this, we can select and group them and create groups here. So let's say we have a customer name and I'm creating a group on the customer. First, let me create set on the customer name. So I'm going to create set, and I'm saying use all, and top, I'm saying by field top 10. And I'm going to take sales here. Based on sales, I want sum of sales of the top 10. So when I'm creating a set here, customer name set, which is top 10, clicking on OK. And if I'm using this here in the view and showing members inside the set. So now I'm able to get only 10 members of whole customer set. By that, I mean to say, out of 800 customers, I'm able to get only 10 members. 10 members into the view, leaving rest of the customer names, and I can still go with my analysis if I am going with the sets. Okay, now let's look at the group here, which we have created just previously in our example. So in this group, when I am using with groups, I don't have an option to select only some members. I have to select or segregate one or the other customer to any of the group. Otherwise, I can include in others. And if I'm not including anyone in the others, I'll be getting all the members as separate customer names. So let me click on apply here and bring this here into the view. So when we are dealing with groups, we will get all the 800 marks. Like all the customer names are existing in the view. But whenever I am removing this, what happened is I got only 519 marks, but still my 800 customer names are available in these groups, because A customers, names starting with A customers are available in A customers group. Names which are containing AN are segregated into AN customers. So anyhow, either way, whenever we are using groups, we generally will be including all the members in the dimension or all the members in the measure. But in a set is a subset of a dimension. By that, we can select only some members or all members, but it is not mandatory to select all the members in set. As we discussed, we have bins where we can create bins on measure values. So if I'm clicking on bins, so I'll have generally suggested bin size, and I'll have min and max values. So here my min value, which is I'm taking on quantity, is 1, and my max value is 14. So when I'm selecting my bin size to be 2, I can change this selection. I can ask it to give a suggested bin size, or I can change my selection and give it as 2. And if I'm clicking on OK, whenever we are creating a bin, our output is always a dimension, because it is going to give headers. It is going to form headers in the dimension. So what this will do is, it is grouping the available measure into bins, separate bins. So that's why its name itself is a bin. So it is going to hold zero quantity. Let's bring quantity into the view. So we have these many members with zero, and for two bins, 0 to 2, above than 0, we have these many quantity in the data set. So like this, we can bin using, and we can still create visualizations using a single measure. I have taken the quantity and prepared a bin here. And again, my measure value is also a quantity. So generally, we can convert this into continuous, and it's a histogram. So this is a histogram wherein we have both a dimension, or the column 1 and the rows 1 both in the continuous type. Then we can have a histogram. Otherwise, if you are in discrete, you can have a bar chart, simple bar chart, which is showing how many each bin is having. So like this, we can use bins also and get the visualizations in Tableau. So going to the next topic, we have something else which is called, as discussed, we do not have dynamic nature in groups. But if the requirement is to create grouping using dynamic nature, we have to go with the calculations. That option to create a dynamic group is not available. So further, we'll be creating a calculation. Let's take the same example which we have taken here from the customer name group. And let me click on edit. Okay. So otherwise, let's bring this into the view and remove this. Okay. So as we have learned the basics of the calculations, so now I am going to create a group on same customer name group here. So here I am going to say if customer name. So we already learned starts with function, right? Yesterday. So if I am saying starts with, and for this we have to take a string which is customer name now, and I am going to place a inside single quotes. A, if starts with customer name has a, then I am going to say as a customer. And like this, if I'm going to, I have B customers also, right? So yeah. So if the customer name starts with B, then I'm going to call them as B customers. And our third condition was if the customer name contains AN. So for that, I'm going to write contains function. So instead of starts with, here I am going to replace that with contains. And I'm going to give AN here, and we are going to name this as AN. So let me maximize this calculation. So previously, first, when we created our group, we had others here, right? So here after last, we can create else, and here I can name them as others and end. Okay, what was the issue? Okay, so whenever we are dealing with if, we have to have the first condition is completed here, right? So we have to have else if. As we are going with the second condition, we have to have else if here. So else if second condition, else if third condition, and finally, yeah, this is the output. So this is the one which I am creating statically, which was the example of the static group, now which I am created dynamically using a calculation. So if I am using this calculation and grouping the members, then automatically all the members will either get into A customer, B customer, AN customer, or if they are not available in these parts, they'll automatically go into the others group. So this is a dynamic group, but which does not have group functionalities. By that I mean to say, if I'm going to click on apply, as you observe, my data type is in equal to ABC, means it is in string data type. It does not get an option of group symbol here. When I am creating a dynamic group using calculated field, I won't get an option like this pin option here. So you will get a pin option only for the static groups. For the dynamic groups, they are automatically into the string options. So that's how you will be creating dynamic groups using calculated fields. Let me take one more example wherein I have customer name in the rows and I have sales value in the columns and I have a bar chart here. So if my requirement is to only color them with the groups, then what we can do is we can just bring this color group into the colors, and like this we can have, and let me edit this group because I did not I have removed the others option here, so I'm going to include others here and click on apply. So like this, this is a real-time example. Generally what happens is whenever we are dealing with real-time cases in Tableau, let's say we have a tracking option of in an entire project wherein we have 40 to 60 members and each person or the member is assigned into one or the other group, like data group, some might be Tableau group, and some people might be the managerial group. So like this, you'll have some of the groups in the available teams. And what happens is sometimes after 1 year, a Tableau developer will go to the supervisor level, maybe the manager level. They need to be added to or change the groups. So at that time, what we'll be doing is we'll go into the edit group, and again, as every person is added in either one of the group, we are going to select Ron here, and I'm going to find him. So let's say Aaron Bergman is my employee who has changed A to B group. No, so I can select them, this Aaron Bergman, and I can change the group here and click on apply. Automatically I can so like this we can statically change these groups whenever we have a requirement or change in group option in real time cases. So this is the only place where we will be using in real time, wherein we'll be creating groups on the existing team members or users or anyone in the business definition, and sometimes they'll be moving from one group to other group, might be due to promotion or due to change of a domain or any business condition. So then we'll be asked to change the groups. So this is how we'll be changing by using the edit option in the group which is available, and automatically all the changes which are linked with this group will be automatically changed in the entire visualizations and the dashboards available. And let me know if you have any doubts on Tableau in the comment section below. Until next video, happy visualizing.